In this video, I will show you how to import images, insert text, create shapes, and work with layers. To import an image, you can import the image and create a layer by clicking File and Open as Layers. Choose your image from the files on your computer and click Open. You may get this message to convert the colors. If so, click Convert. Often the image will import much bigger than your canvas size, especially with a project like this. When that happens, you will need to resize your image using the Scale tool. Make sure that you have your image layer chosen in the right-hand window. Once you do, click on the Scale tool in the toolbox. If your image runs off the canvas, you will see yellow dotted lines that indicate the actual size of the image. You can zoom out to view the entire border of the image. My image is so large that I'm zooming out to 25% to view it. Once you can see the entire image, you can use the Scale tool to reduce its size for your project. Position the crosshairs of the Scale tool in a corner of your image and drag it to the size you prefer. Then you can grab the middle of the image and move it back into your canvas. Click Scale. Sometimes this takes trial and error to get your image just as you like it. At this time, you might find yourself grabbing the image with your cursor to try and move it on the background. Remember that you have the Scale tool chosen. If you want to move the image, you need to switch to the Move tool, then grab and drag your image where you would like it to go. You can import other images using the Open as Layers option and scale and move them onto your banner. After you have all of the images in your project, you can add text to the canvas. In order to add text, choose the Text tool from your toolbox. Remember that we changed the foreground color earlier, so you will likely need to change the color using the options at the bottom in the tool window. To add text, simply click on the canvas where you would like your text to appear and begin typing. You can customize your font using the pop-up window or the tool options. Notice that inserting text automatically created a new layer within your project for the text. You may wish to move your text around a bit. Choose the Move tool and try moving it around. Notice what happens when you just click on the text. The background moves. To correct this, switch in the tool options to Move the active layer. Now you can move only the text box. You can see that my text isn't creating enough contrast with the background image, and the letters are blurring with the other colors. I'm going to make a few quick adjustments so that my text will stand out a little bit more. Part of what I'm going to do is choose a different font that will help it to stand out, and I'm going to increase my size a little bit. So I'm happy with my font at this point. What I'd like to do is fill my rectangle with a color in order to make it stand out a little bit. So I'm going to use the Bucket tool. I've made some adjustments here to allow for my bucket fill, the foreground white color, to be a little more transparent. So I'm going to click in my box and it will fill it with a nice rectangle to give it some background there, and it will stand out. Before finishing up my banner, I'd like to show you a bit about how layers work, since we have several that you can look at and work with now. You can rearrange layers by dragging them above or below one another. Look what happens when I drag the picture below the background. It disappears. And when I bring it back right under brush strokes, those are above on top of the picture. And when I bring the picture back to the top, then that picture becomes more prominent. You can also show or hide a layer by clicking on the eye icon in the Layers window. In more complex projects, this is helpful to allow you space to work with one part of the image at a time. In the final video, I will show you how to export your image from GIMP and upload it to WordPress as your blog header.